Okay, about to get a live reaction to the most recent floods in New Jersey and the scientific evidence that I have to back up my thesis on the areas in the New Madrid seismic zone are losing elevation because of the earthquaking. The earthquaking has become a big issue. Those point twos and point threes that's causing those potholes, those minor little potholes in certain areas, that's the problem. Plus, I was watching this earlier on the news. I was watching this earlier, and the lady said that the places that are flooding, especially in New Jersey, have really no flood history at all. Like, it's been flooding most recently since Planet X's orbit has came closer to Earth, which the magnetic field of Planet X, the magnetic field of Planet X is intensifying these storms. That's what's going on. Plus, with the earthquaking, with the ground moving, we're losing ground. Like, I was driving through New Jersey one day. It was one part of New Jersey that was actually below seawater, below sea level actually. It was like at point 0.1 or point 0.2 feet below sea level where I was driving at. So there's areas in New Jersey and areas in New York, when you're driving, you're already below the sea level before it even start raining. So if you get like 1 or 2 inches of rain or 3 inches of rain, it could turn into 3-4 feet of rain within an hour because we are losing elevation. So we're going to start this video off, and I'm going to give a thorough reaction to what's going on right now with the New Magic event. We're getting closer and closer to this event capping off. And myself, I'm relocating for the event. I'm planning to relocate right now, and I don't have the money, but I have everything in place, and I really have some of the stuff around my apartment packed up already, and just ready to get out of here in case before the shit hit. You get what I'm saying? Let's go into it.
Now at 5, roads ripped from the ground and an entire home reduced to rubble.
You make conversation, the house just went up. It just, the roof blew off.
Unrelenting.
Let me explain earth wobble. Earth wobble, the earth wobble that we're experiencing right now is extremely severe, because remember, we just had the flooding last week in Texas and New Mexico. Now, since the earth has wobbled, lean is the Planet X is making the earth lean basically to the right. So the water, or whatever excess water, is pouring into the East Coast now. It goes back and forth, along with the storms too. The storms don't help, but you got the loss of ground elevation, plus you got the severe earth wobble with the earthquaking. So you got the earth slushing water on one side of the planet, and then the next week when Planet X shifts as the planet or makes the planet move a certain way, we are experiencing earth wobble on the east side or basically the other side of the planet where we're getting flushed with water.
Rain and rising waters lead to widespread damage and at least 2 deaths as severe weather slams our communities. The force of the storm cracking foundations and family memories.
This is what gets me a little sad, because I had like so many bins of like my kids drawing.
Another thing is, the last video I made on warning you people about the New Magic New Magic earthquake event, I noticed it only has 26 views. And then when you come back, and then when you see people on here crying, and you see people on here crying about their stuff, and these people losing material possessions, well, they don't watch the right videos or get the right information or the warnings to leave. And I gave you people in New Jersey and New York a partial warning last week. I said, hey, y'all shit gonna be underwater by 2029, and I'm serious when I say this, because I've been through this shit before. I've seen all this shit before on a whole nother timeline. That's how I'm able to predict what's going on. Now you people can sit here and not relocate, and your ass gonna end up underwater. Simple as that.
Tonight, as people try to salvage what they can, Governor Murphy surveys the damage under a state of emergency.
Man,
Last night we got crushed.
And good evening to you. I'm Christine Johnson.
That sucks.
And I'm Jessica Moore, live from North
Gave
Plainfield,
people
New
warning last
Jersey,
week.
one of the hardest hit areas. You know, Christine, New Jersey
They
really
looking for the
took the
big
brunt
thing.
of
It's
the
not gonna
storm,
be a big
and it
event
turned
all at
deadly
once.
in
It's gonna be
Plainfield
all
when a
little
vehicle
slow,
was swept into
little
Cedar Brook
sudden.
with two
It's
people
gonna be
inside.
all
We've
slow,
seen
little
multiple
stuff
rescues,
that's gonna
including
build up
at
to
an
the big
animal
event.
shelter, where staff
And this
members
is another
swam through
event
debris in the dark
that needs to
to
be paid
reach the
attention
innocent
to,
animals
that
trapped
needs to be
inside
watched.
cages filling with water. Here in
Whether
North
you people wanna
Plainfield,
believe
a
it or
massive
not.
house explosion. The force was so powerful, wood and debris
We're
were
heading
thrown
into
half
one
a
of the
block
biggest
away.
natural
And in
disasters
Scotch
probably
Plains,
in-
entire
it's gonna be in
streets
man
looked like
history.
rivers, with
The
multiple
Magic
vehicles stalled
earthquake
in deep water
took the
and
last
drivers
time the
left
Magic had a
stranded.
major
And the storm
earthquake
impacted
was in
areas beyond New
1811.
Jersey as well. The National
The
Weather
major
Service said more
earthquake
than
was
2
in
inches
1811
of rain
and
fell into
1812.
city, causing a mess for drivers. Public transportation also slammed, flooding caused
And that's
delays
basically
on multiple
what I can
subway
explain
lines.
about the
This
1811,
video here that you're
1812
looking at is from the
earthquake.
28th Street
Is the
station in
Magic was
Chelsea,
setting
showing
itself,
water gushing
the fault
from a
line was
drain,
actually
completely
moving
flooding the
itself into the
platform
earth.
as the subway's
It planted
drainage system
itself
was just
into the
simply
earth.
overwhelmed. And then to the
That's
city's
what it was
north in
doing.
Connecticut, the Westport Fire
It broke the
Department
mantle
responded
of the
to
earth
2 separate
in
lightning
1811
strikes
and
during the storm.
1812.
We
Y'all knew Whoop is here, now more advanced than
There go these wound
It's
watches,
time to
man.
make
We have team coverage tonight at 5. Lonnie Quinn is in the Weather Center tracking exactly how much rain fell, and our team is spread out across the hardest hit areas tonight. Tony Aiello is in Westchester County, Christine Sloan in Union County. But we want to begin with Vanessa Murdoch, who joins me here in North Plainfield. Vanessa, you spoke with so many people today directly impacted by the storm.
Yeah, and there is so much headache and heartache in the wake of last night's flash flooding. As you mentioned, 2 people died not far from where we're standing, and right behind us, this home, less than half of it remains intact after it exploded late last
The storms
night.
are more
Thankfully,
powerful
the
in the
family
south
who
and
calls
east
at home
because
had
of the
already
position of
evacuated,
Planet
and they
X.
didn't want to appear on
Planet
camera,
X
but they
is
sat
facing
just
to the
across
east.
the street in folding chairs,
the south
taking
right
in the
now.
scene for much of the day
You go
while
on
their
a telescope,
neighbors
you can see
had to save
what Planet X
whatever
is
they could.
on a radio telescope.
Groundwater laced with who knows what still fills Angelo Orlando's basement. He walks through and shows us basketballs afloat, cherished motorcycles partially submerged, and a fridge flipped on its side, contents spilled. Outside, his cars sit on top of each other, totaled.
It's tired, frustrated, but blessed at the same time. All of
Like
this
I
could be
said, everybody
replaced.
can't run to the
Lives can't.
Poconos all at
This
once.
was the aftermath of nearly a half
You gotta
a
get
foot
to
of
the
rain.
Poconos before
Orlando
it's too
says when he
late.
was preparing dinner with his family, the rain started.
You gotta
he ran to
make
check
sure
on
you
his cars.
gotta have a
Before we
boat.
knew it,
If
there
you
was
wanna
a foot
stay
of
in New
water.
Jersey,
By
you
the
better
time
have
I
a
rushed
boat.
to get the keys, there was over 3 feet of water. That's how fast.
When the water stopped rising, he estimates 5 to 6 feet filled Parkview Avenue.
The middle of the street just turned into a river.
This street right here is, they always get hit bad.
Water not only overflows
Like
from
I
the
said,
creek
it's
behind
good
these
people
homes,
out
but
there in
Dave Henson
between
says
New York
it
and
rolls
New Jersey.
downhill.
And the water
Yeah,
runs
you know what
from
I'm
the
saying?
mountains this away.
It
So
is what it
everything
is.
that's on the mountains come to us.
I'm 6'4" and it was like about here. I couldn't even walk through the water.
Water raced in through basement windows and up through bathroom plumbing.
Well, the furnace, the washing machine, everything is in the basement.
All ruined, but still pales in comparison to what happened to his neighbor's home at 626 Parkview.
So what y'all people gonna do? Y'all gonna still sit there and keep rebuilding after these floods, and knowing that this shit get ready to hit the fan? Y'all gonna keep pretending and ignoring my warnings? 26 views on the last video. tired of warning Chicago too. Because it seems like everybody there just all caught up in their own little worlds and shit. Like, the internet has destroyed everybody and every motherfucking thing, okay? And the AI is dangerous, especially if it stops you at every stoplight. Like, I don't know. It's like I'm not even wasting my time. It's like this is what I have to do, because if there's no other positions in life or endeavors in life, this is my endeavor in life. Like I said, to survive the apocalypse, because I know it's coming and I know it's getting ready to hit.
Whole house is collapsed, you know. It's collapsed. Thank God that there was nobody in the house at that time.
The explosion happened as floodwaters receded shortly after 11, according to neighbors.
Everybody came out. Me and my neighbors were just standing out here, like, trying to have a normal other conversation as you can about this. And then, mid-conversation, the house just went up.
What normal conversation you gonna have about an apocalyptic flood that's warning you to get the fuck out of Dodge? What's normal about this? This is not normal. That's how you gonna normalize a natural disaster. People shit getting wiped out and flooded every motherfucking day. The closer we get to this earthquake event. How the fuck is you normalizing this shit, dude? That's what I'm saying. You motherfuckers living in delusional ass worlds, getting too high. And then not understanding that the world get ready to end. You dumb son of a bitch. Wake up.
The roof blew off.
Within seconds, flames
His roof blew
swallowed
off
the
and
home.
everything. Time
The
I having a
emergency
normal
response was
conversation.
swift, and within an hour, flames extinguished.
The fuck?
Tuesday, only one wall stands, and stairs now lead nowhere. During the height of the flash flooding, tragedy unfolded in neighboring Plainfield. 2 people lost their lives when fast-moving water swept their vehicle into Cedar Brook.
These 2 unfortunate souls were traveling on the roadway when they were swept up by the flood waters.
Back on Parkview Avenue, a ruined pink pony and car.
Man, they supposed to
symbols
evacuate
of
people
happier
to the
times in
Poconos
Michelle
right
Orange's
now
home.
and giving
So
people
how many times have
relocation
you
houses
personally been
and
through this?
opening that Canadian border so people
Yeah,
can
but I
escape
think, this is all
to
out
higher
for
ground.
She says once
Now,
this round of
once
cleaning
you
is done,
leave,
the for sale sign goes up.
This is what I want to say.
Orator.
Once you leave around the South Lawrence Channel, basically anything north of the St. Lawrence Channel, north of the Providence and Ontario, there is high ground in Canada. That's what I'm trying to say. They need to open the border, have these borders open so people can escape. They should be able to relocate these people so they can be able to escape and not sit there and have water up to their fucking necks.
House across from hers exploded last night. Says she smelled gas and her family evacuated to be on the safe side. Now, PSE&G showed up just before midnight to shut off gas to the street and adds the cause of the explosion does remain under investigation, Jess.
So we don't exactly know what caused the explosion officially. However, when you look at that house behind us, it is amazing that everyone made it out alive. And officials are now telling us that's because they heeded those flood evacuation warnings. Get out of the area. It's a reminder, right?
Yes, absolutely. Think about what could have been the case on this block if that family had not heeded those warnings. And in the case of people driving out and about last night, how many cars did we see completely submerged that just continue to drive through waters that they shouldn't have? So you have to not only heed the warnings, but be really smart, and you never want to enter water, especially.
But these people not gonna listen. They don't heed to the warnings. The only time they heed to a warning is they see it on the news. And then the news sometimes get the warnings late. You're getting the warning now that your ass is living in an area that's going to be underwater. No matter how much you try and ignore it or how much you try and fight it. The numbers is there. The statistics are there. I've showed you people what the United States is going to look like after this event. Like, you motherfuckers really need to prepare. Just like how I be thinking every day, how I know this shit get ready to go down. That's how you people supposed to be thinking.
Right. No, it's such good advice. You know, when you hear how quickly the rain fell yesterday, at least my mind immediately goes to Ida. Did you have that thought?
Well, yes, in part because of the intensity of the rainfall, but also the first gentleman we spoke to in my package, his name's Mr. Orlando, he says that the flooding he sustained last night was almost identical to that which this block endured on Ida. He lost 3 cars this time, 3 cars during Ida.
So much devastation. Yes, Thank you, Vanessa. And during the height of the storm, many parts of Scotch Plains were completely underwater. That's where we find Christine Sloan. She is live there with the very latest. Christine?
Hold on. Y'all need to listen to what this lady get ready to say. Just listen to everything that she get ready to say. I'm uninterrupted.
Jessica and Christine, you saw the videos on Monday night. This part of Scotch Plains, the business district, filled with water coming from a nearby creek. And today, many business owners are cleaning up, saying this is some of the worst flooding they've seen in years. Water rapidly pouring onto Park Avenue in Scotch Plains Monday night from the Greenbrook, flooding the center of town and Route 22. Many finding themselves trapped in the raging floods. This, as CBS News New York photojournalist Sean McKenna captured rescue crews plucking people out of the murky waters and described the scene.
So I have an active rescue going on now.
Yumi Sages was working at this consignment store when the chaos unfolded.
As I was locking up closing, I saw the water, like it was getting high, and it kept coming in here.
Look Twice's owner calling and urging her to get out, then showing up to see the mess.
It's devastating, to say the least, and I could not believe it when I walked in here. There was 2 feet of water in here, 4 feet downstairs.
Everyone chipping in to clean up. Grateful no one was hurt, but the loss of merchandise frustrating.
I'm walking in my store up to my knees in water. It's devastating to clean up after 30 years. And you work so hard to make a beautiful business.
Down the street, the CEO and founder of Social Status Co. mopping up, watching the floods move into her business Monday on Ring camera.
There's a lot of mud in here and some water, but luckily our desks are okay, our computer's okay, so it's just kind of getting it back to a good place.
Her employees showing up to help despite dealing with flooding at their own homes.
It came in really fast. It started around 5:30 last night.
Notice what she said. Now, she said that the water starts up really fast. What's giving the water the fast start is that the areas that you people are living in, where it's flooding at right now, you have totally lost elevation. Like you probably been there your whole entire life, wherever you at. You probably at least lost maybe 200 feet of elevation. At least 200, at least 100 feet of elevation since Planet X has came into our orbit.
And then between 5:30 and 7 o'clock, our backyard filled up with about 2 feet of water.
Governor Phil Murphy touring nearby Berkeley Heights, where roads buckled, and saying this about the storm.
We're in one of these sort of high humidity, high temperature, high storm intensity patterns right now that we've been in before. Everybody needs to stay alert.
And the governor saying he's not sure if the township of Scotch Plains got the alert. So many cars were submerged.
Okay, here we go. This is the part. I thought she was going to say this on the last time when they showed her face on camera. Now they're showing her again. Now listen to what she got to say.
In water behind us on Route 22, and a lot of people telling me this reminds them of Hurricane Ida. But again, so grateful that there were no serious injuries, considering what we saw, Jessica and Christine.
You're exactly right, Christine, but yet we still hear story after story of repeated devastation, loss of business, loss of property. Are you getting any insight about why this continues to happen in this specific area and what the main factors were that caused the terrible flooding?
Well, the governor's saying today that we're really densely populated in New Jersey. We have a lot of communities that are near these creeks, and behind us, just down the road, is the Greenbrook Creek. The governor also saying that, we need to change building codes, but, this township is not really an area that normally floods. So the governor is saying that.
Catch what she said. She said the town never or don't normally flood. That means the water is slushing back and forth between the Mississippi River and the Ohio River, and the water is being transferred through the creeks. Now, these small creeks that are going to be by people's houses during the New Madrid event are going to basically turn into raging rapids. Well, rivers. Well, I would say raging rapids. You might as well say they're going to all increase into raging rapids or turn into rivers themselves. That's what's going on here. That's exactly what she said. This area does not normally flood. That means there is a problem right there.
We're getting so many intense storms with high humidity, and yesterday's was just 6 inches of rain in a very short period of time.
Right,
Christine
because
Sloan,
you
live
lost
sources Fox
elevation.
News.
It was
Christine,
only
thank you
6
so much.
inches of rain,
And Jessica,
but
sadly,
it's
this
more like
area that you're
60
in North
inches of
Plainfield,
rain.
this is the second time
Because it
in
lost
just a month
elevation.
that they've been
The
devastated by
ground.
storms.
The ground
It's
is
such a lovely
shrinking.
community. The people that we've been
Water's
hearing
falling
from
into the
are
earth.
lovely as well. But
Slowly,
there
though.
was a
It's
characteristic
slowly
difference
falling
between
in.
these two storms. What was that?
Yeah, you're exactly right. A lot of people who went through this storm across the tri-state area say it reminded them of Sandy or Ida. The people in this neighborhood only have to think back less than 2 weeks when they had that catastrophic windstorm. We saw winds up to 80 miles an hour. Some 80 trees fell. 3 people were killed in that event. And then, of course, last night was the rain event where we saw those 2 lives lost in the car that was swept away. So catastrophic on both levels, just different. Wind versus rain.
Christine, and both severe and
Once
deadly,
Planet X
unfortunately.
crosses us
Jessica Moore, thank you.
and
Parts
flies
of
over our
Westchester
heads,
County
it's
saw
gonna-
more
it's
than
gonna
4
have winds
inches
up to
of rain
300 miles
in the
per
space
hour.
of just a few hours as well last night. And
close-
it came
the
with
winds
all
are
of
gonna
this
be
that you
close
see
to
here.
200 miles per hour, maybe
Flooding
3.
roads, homes, and businesses. Tony Aiello continues our coverage.
Lamont Street in Elmsford, where draining floodwater created a swirling whirlpool Tuesday. It looked like this Monday night. Water from the Sawmill River flooded this industrial section of the village, an issue businesses such as Brookfield Resource Management deal with regularly.
It came faster than most, but all in all, it's about a 6 out of a 10. We went from, looks okay to we're in trouble. So it happened quick.
And Malone says you can see in their building the water came up about 18 inches, which is
Look
why
at
they
that.
have
Yeah,
shelves in
see?
place to get
6
supplies off
inches
the
of
floor.
rain, but it floods up
they
to
put
18
diamond
inches
plate
because
aluminum sheets
you
on
probably
lobby
lost
walls
3 feet
to
of
make
elevation
cleanup
there.
easier.
We're second generation, so it used to happen when our dads were here, so we're just kind of always on the lookout, and if there's even a slight chance, we just start going to high ground.
In Greenberg, a half dozen homes saw flooding in the basement as water from the Bronx River filled the streets. Luis Espinal spent 2 hours on the phone waiting to talk to an insurance
Bronx
agent.
River
It could be
runs
worse.
through
Exactly.
New Jersey.
Exactly. I see them in the news, Texas, and everything.
Well, this was the Bronx
They got
River.
hit
No.
really hard,
The Bronx River
you know,
runs
so
through
this
Westchester,
is
New York.
nothing compare what they had over there.
Monday night, Metro North commuters saw this outside the window as parkways flooded, stranding drivers. Tuesday morning, county crews worked until noon cleaning up the Bronx River Parkway, one of 4 in Westchester built alongside rivers decades ago in the floodplain.
Over the years, the state and the county have spent some money trying to mitigate flood issues, but preventing flooding would be enormously difficult and incredibly expensive.
So the parkways, built to handle a fraction of the traffic they do now, will continue to flood a handful of times each year. Tony Aiello, CBS News, New York.
And let's go to Lonnie Quinn now. He's in our virtual studio. He has more on the total rainfall numbers. Also, new first alert weather day in our forecast. Lonnie, you know, I was looking at all of this and I'm thinking to myself, this wasn't even a tropical system that came through this area yesterday. This was just a storm.
You know, you
It's a
bet
regular
so often
storm,
you want to get
but
tied to
you
those
lost
monikers, like a
elevation, so
hurricane
it's gonna
this or a
produce
tropical
more
storm that,
water
or,
on the ground.
or it's a tornado warning. Tornado warnings really gets people, that gets people's attention, but, you know,
anything east of the Rampart fault line,
and
those
we
areas.
saw what happened yesterday. Now, better day today.
Right, hold on. Right before we end, it's only 1 minute left of this video. Anything east of the Rampart fault line that I showed y'all on the last video, when I showed y'all the fault line map, anything east of that area has completely lost elevation. That's why when that tropical storm came through North Carolina, it flooded out North Carolina real bad. And like the lady said, this wasn't even a tropical storm. It was just a regular storm, but since you done lost so much elevation up there in the northeast corridor, it's going to do that constantly. Every time it rains, it's going to do that. So just be prepared.
Pressure starting to fill in, but that stationary front still in the vicinity. So we've seen some spot showers out there, a better chance for rain tomorrow. But look at the numbers that we saw out there today. I mean, they were big. All right, the biggest number I can find, 6.5 inches in Watchung, Franklin Lakes, 3.7. Central Park,
multiply all those numbers times 3, and that's how much
1 hour's time,
water
they picked up 2.07 inches of rain from 7 to 8 p.m.
There.
That was the worst of it.
That's
now,
an
you talk about the
estimate.
comparison to Ida. During Ida, September 1st, 2021, we picked up 3.15 inches in 1 hour from 8 to 9 p.m. So a lot of rain out there. And tomorrow, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Some of the same area devastated yesterday under a flood watch for tomorrow. Combined with a hot, humid day. I mean, it's 90 or above. White House Station could feel like 101. What we see when you put all those elements together is another first alert day, unfortunately, Christine, for tomorrow and for Thursday. Temperatures 90 to 96, feels like 104 in some spots, and the storms and the downpours kicking in at times.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
All right, Lonnie, we'll check in with you again soon. And do stay with CBS News New York as we continue to track the damage from yesterday's flash floods. Our First Alert weather team will have the latest on air, online, and streaming on CBS News New York.